Okay, now I'm back. I hope this thing does not pop on the fact that you guys are watching, because that's a distraction. Now I got to figure out how to get this video where it is not showing it, and it keep doing that. It keep popping up, y'all guys, as watching, and it blocks out the video. So let's see here. What should I do? I might have to just show it right side up, because I don't want nobody to come in watching and then see David. Yep, David's watching. See, so this is what I'm going to do, y'all. I am going to just do this video with the right side up, and we just going to have the two screens, because every time I get to talking, it shows somebody's watching and it blocks the screen and your guys are not able to see. So what I'm going to do is go out, I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to start from the beginning. You saw the video? Okay, did anybody else have any problem seeing the video? Was it blocked or anything? David, did you see the whole entire video or what? So you're saying Conrad did nothing block your vision from seeing the video? Okay, all right. So if that's the case, then what I'm going to do, the video is part 1, the explanation going to be part 2, and I hope you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now, this video was made by a film company called Heliofont. And if you look at the big zero, the big O in the middle, that is not really an O. That is an eclipse. Okay? That is an eclipse. Now I'm going to show you why why that cartoon you just saw is called, I, Pet Goat 2. Now we're going to go, and I'm going to pull up another video for you here and show you something, okay? Now we're going to go to this video right here. I, Pet Goat 2 analysis. And I'm going to show you something and why this video is called I, Pet Goat 2. As you can see, the date on the film is 9/11/2001. This is Bush. This was the day of the 9/11 attack. Sound this word out. Get ready. What word? Steal. Yes, steal. Read these words the fast way. Get ready. Play. Yes, play. Get ready. Must. Yes, must. Let's read these words the fast way without making mistakes. Get ready. Now watch this. Watch the words that they read. Must. Hit. Steal. Now, why are these kids reading on the day of the 9/11 attacks? Plane, must, hit, steal. Now, I'm going to rewind this, and I want you to look at the president's body signals when these kids start saying this shit. He gets in almost a euphoric state when they're saying it. Now, I'm going to go back. I'm going to let this play, and I'm going to go back, and we're going to look at the president's behavior again. And I'm going to move this closer so you can get a closer look at this man while this is playing. Let me get here. Get very close. There we go. That's beautiful. Right there. Word out. Get ready. Let's go back. Now, watch the president's behavior. Watch why they're reading how he looks at him. He's saying the words. Look how euphoric he's looking. He's saying it. What word? Yes, hit. Boys and girls, sound this word out. Get ready. What word? Steal. Yes, steal. Read these words the fast way. Get ready. Play. Yes, play. Get ready. Must. Yes, must. Watch this shit. This is crazy. Now, why are they having these children make that sort of... Why are they having these children say this before the planes hit the World Trade Center? Because that's what happened. Plane hit steel in that situation. So why are they making these kids say this? And why, as they speak the words, you see a euphoric reaction in President Bush? See, these are things I happen to know about. Okay? Somebody put that agenda on the program, knowing that the president was going to come there. Somebody suggested that these kids say this. This is a chant. This is what you call a chant before you do a sacrifice. Before you conjure up demons. Before you embark into what I would call malevolent activity, is what you're trying to conjure up here. And they made these children say this. Now I'm going to show you this other video and why they call this cartoon Pet Goat 2. Now we're going to go out of here. And I'm going to show you something here. Let's go here. And I'm going to show you this. This is why they call this Pet Goat 2. And just listen. Right here. It's the same classroom. Same.
Okay, Goat. Now I show that often, all right, but I can't overemphasize that enough because this is literally talking about a secret.
Let me show you. We're going to go back here and play it from here.
All right, this video is going to break down iPet Goat 2, a lot of factors that pertain to it. If you haven't seen my video...
Now, there's a lot of people who try to break this video down. Some of their analysis is way off. But God bless them for trying. Now, listen to this.
Get ready. Go. Yes.
That's why they call it the goat, Pet Goat 2. Because the day that the planes hit the buildings, that we had this so-called terrorist attack, these children, black children, they may participate in this. Black kids they use. And I don't know why they use black children. Maybe it's because we have a spiritual energy that most races on the planet don't have. Because he could have been sitting in a class full of white children when he did this. He didn't. He went to a class full of black children. And now they're reading this story, The Pet Goat. Now we're going to go to the Pet Goat 2, iPet Goat 2. And I'm going to break this down for y'all. I'm going to show you exactly what you're looking at. You're looking at the next terrorist attack, a terrorist attack that's going to lead to destruction of all of us. Not just some planes hitting some buildings or one little city nuked. This is going to be the destruction of every last one of us. Let me show you this here. Let me show you. And I'm going to break this down to you. Now, as you see, okay, now let's freeze this here. Let's get all this stuff out the way. Barbed wire fences, lights that you see in a prison yard, housing. And if you look down here, and I'm going to send y'all this cartoon so y'all be able to look at it for yourself. And I'm going to move this closer so you can help you. I'm not just going to tell you and have you wonder. Now, if you look down in this corner here, you see a man with a cap on, with a leash holding a dog. So this is a prison camp. This is a prison camp. So whoever survived the nuclear fallout is put in a prison camp. And if you look around in this picture, you see haze in a light, almost like it's snowing. That is nuclear fallout you're looking at. Okay? Now, let's go on. Let's move on through this here. Okay, and I'm going to show you something else. Let's continue to play this video. Now let's freeze this here. Show you something else. This is a goat. Now you know that in most religious circles, the goat is associated with demonism. And if you look on the top of the goat's head, you see a barcode. Now, I don't know if you notice or not, but all barcodes have the number 666 in them. Every barcode that has products, goods, and services sold throughout this country have that barcode. And on that barcode is 666. I could take right now. Let me see here. I'm going to look at this here and see if I could find it. Here it is right here. Here is some allergy medicine that I have. And I could show you the letter 666. It's 6 there. That is 6 in the middle. Oh, let me pull it up here where you can see. 6 here, 6 in the middle, and 6 on the end. 666 is in every barcode on everything that you buy. I don't care if it's food. I don't care if it's groceries. I don't care if it's a vacuum cleaner. I don't care if it's a toaster. Most people who know this use electronic stickers to cover these barcodes up because they believe, honestly, that these barcodes give off a malevolent energy. So they cover them up. But in these barcodes, everything you buy, the number 666 is there. And that's why you see it show in the head of the goat. And the goat, of course, represents to the religious sect, the Baphomet, devil worship, the devil, etc. Let's continue to look at this. Now, look at here. What you see here is reptilian hands. Look at the long claws, the reptile hands. Let's continue to play it. I want to get a better look at that. Let me go back here. Let me see here. Let's go back. I want to get a better look at the hands. Why did that do that? Let me see. Play. There it is. Okay. Now, let's freeze it right there. As you can see, this is the letter S, the dollar sign. Some people would say the S stands for Satan. On the other finger is a heart with the blood dripping from the heart. So, and the hands is reptilian. I wouldn't even call this Satan. All I'm saying is there's some evil shit in this world that goes far beyond anything that we can imagine. You could talk about the Rothschilds and all that bull crap. No, this shit is controlling them too. You see the dollar sign and you see the heart, meaning that everybody, not just the president, everybody is controlled through the dollar symbol, through currency, through money. It says money is the root of all evil, and everybody's heart is controlled by this. Now let's watch. He's controlling the strings of the president of the United States. That is George Bush. Look how he tap dances. Look at this shit. Now, do you see that? This is him playing the fool, the dunce. He has a dunce cap on his head. He's made to look like the fool. And when he wiggles his hands like that, anytime you see him playing with his hands, that's a symbol, that's symbolic of mind control, mind manipulation when he does that. Let me see here. Okay, let's go. I'm trying to clear it. He says, fool me once. Now, he says, shame on. Now, I'm going to go back here. Let this play. Because it's going to go back there. Shame on you. Now, let's go back here. I want to show you something. That you have to look at the symbolism in this thing. It's a lot of symbolism in here. And I don't want you guys to miss it. Here's one right here. Let me get you closer where you can see this. Here In this video, right here at the top, I don't want any glare to come in. You see the evolvement of man from the water to the ape to the Cro-Magnon man, moving to modern day man, and then becoming a god. Man evolution to God. Over here you see an owl. And you know what the owl stands for. And you can see him pointing his finger up to this. Now, if you look at this right here, this is really sick. And I'm going to show you why. This is a penis. And it is ejaculating. Okay? And I'm going to show you why that's there. But let's continue to watch this. Let's continue to watch this. I'm going to break this down to you. And then I'm going to send y'all this video so y'all can share it and you can help others to understand it. Now, let's hit play. Now I'm going to freeze it right here. And the reason why is because there is 3 spots marked on this map. America right there. And I hope you can see it. I'm trying to adjust this thing. There it is. Beautiful. There's a map of America. And there's 3 disaster areas that are marked on this map. Okay? Oklahoma City bombing. The dam bursting in Louisiana where all them people were stranded. The hurricane that we just had, I think it was Jose, and New York City. 3 spots for disaster. And we ain't got the disaster here yet. That's the next one. Okay? That's the next one. You look at the star, the 6-point star here, Star of David, Star of Solomon. Also, this is a symbol that is used in witchcraft ceremonies, demon ceremonies. I mean, it's used for that. It has a benevolent meaning and a malevolent meaning. Another thing I want to show you here is this shark. Now, when I first saw the shark, I couldn't figure out. I said, is this a loan shark? No. Who cares about a loan shark? What difference do a loan shark make? And so I did a search on things affiliated with the shark. And you wouldn't believe what I found. This shark, believe it or not, this is what I found, is a representation of a Russian nuclear sub, the Akua sub. The Akua sub nickname is the shark. Okay? That's what I found out. And that was the most significant thing that I found out to belong to this shark. Now you look over here, you see a hangman. And it's the hangman game. Now, you know how the hangman game is played. You got to guess all the letters. You got so much time to guess what the letters are before it is too late and you die. Now, this is evolution, is the word that man must come up with before he is hung. But if you look at this word here and you spell it backwards, it is L-O-V-E. It is love. Love is the secret to the salvation of man before he hangs himself. The evolution is part of our transition to understanding that the only real power as human beings that we have that fulfills us and allows us to do and accomplish anything is through L-O-V-E. Now let's look at some more. There we go. Beautiful. I'm back. Okay. Now. There he is with his now I'm going to show you something. I'm going to have to go back. Let's play this again. I'm going to have to go back because I want to show you something here. I'm going to move forward past this because we've already seen this. I want to show you guys why they had the penis on the board. Why they had that. Why did they even have that there? What was the meaning behind it? This is the most diabolical video I've ever seen in my life. Now stop. Now let's clear this background. Dang. Why did they do that? Okay, I'm going to go back one more time. I'm going to try to do this again. Okay, clear that background. Okay, freeze it. Well, can I clear this out? It keeps playing. The penis has to do with the woman that's sitting over there. There's a word on the side of the wall spelt out beside her. And it means virgin. Now you see Obama is here. Now, look at the difference between Obama and Bush. I'm going to show you the difference. How did Bush come into the scene? Let's start all over. How did he come into? Nope, go back, go back. I didn't say start here. Go back. Watch how Bush comes into the scene. Let's move this stuff. Look at it. He's got the dunce cap on, and he's a puppet. Now, look at him. Now, let's go forward. And let's go to Bush before he transforms into Obama. You can see he's demon possessed. Now there's Obama. Now you see that? Let's go back here. I'm going to show y'all something. This is the most wickedest, this is the most diabolical shit I've ever seen in my life. Now watch it. There's Obama. And as you notice, Obama has no strings on him. He don't have the dunce cap. He has the cap of a student, a scholar, a person who is enlightened. He is the most treacherous schemer that they have. Watch this. Now you see that? Let's get this background out the way. The wink of the eye signifies, I got this, y'all. We got this, y'all. But it also signifies something else. If you put a triangle around this eye, what do you have? You've got the all-seeing eye. He's also signifying that he's working for the individuals who are talking about bringing about our destruction. Let's continue. Let's watch Obama. Look at him. He's charming. You see that? See how he laughs? Now he's laughing. And as you notice, his tassel went from the back to the front. What that means is he is graduated and he is laughing. And there's tons of symbols on the bottom of this. You look at the lightning bolt and the brain cracking, the brain splitting and a dragon next to it. In the Bible, Satan is described as a lightning bolt. And that's why the dragon is there. You see a lot of symbols of the heart. The heart signifies love. So this video is not just showing us that we may be destroyed. It's showing us a way for us to avoid it. It's showing us a way for us to elevate to our true potential where this won't happen. Any individuals that's trying to make this happen will find themselves destroyed as well. Now I'm going to show you something else on the wall. Let's go back some. And I need you to see this. This is really something. And we may be able to see it easier in the Bush video right here. Let me see. Yep, right there. Uh-oh. Let me move his arm. His arm got in the way. Let me see. I'm gonna go back. Let's clear all this front noise out. Now watch this. See, his arm keep getting in the way. Let me see. Okay, beautiful. You see this on the wall? Let me show you. Let me bring you closer to what I'm trying to show you here. This is F equals minus. No, this is F equals minus F. Now, F is the sixth letter in the alphabet. 6. This equal and minus sign also equals 6. And you have another F, 6. So you have 6, 6, 6. Not only do you have that, but this also is I can't remember what it's called, but it is a mathematical philosophy, which means for every action, there will be an opposing and equal reaction. That's what this means. So it's saying, even though this is a force of evil, If a force of evil exists, then it is only natural that a force of equal good, far as power, rise up against it. There are signs in this thing that we can't save ourselves. I mean, look at the black and white checkered floor. This is a symbol of that balance, white and black. The floor represents the grid of life. We travel along that grid. We can wind up as light creatures, or we can wind up in darkness. We could take our knowledge and do good, or we could take our knowledge and do evil. As we grow, we know ourselves. So when we know ourselves, we will discover dark squares that will be deep and dark within us that we did not know that even exist. And we can step on a light square where we swear to God that we are getting light, but it is truly darkness, and it is shining so bright that you can't see the evil that exists in it. Let's move on. Let's move on here. Put that right there. And let's get this thing. Let's keep playing this. Because I want to get to the young lady that we just saw dressed in white. Look at this. This is sick. Okay, look at the little girl. Let's freeze it right here. And I want to show you some things about her. She is sitting in a circle. That's the first thing I noticed. You know, I study a lot of things because it's smart to know, it's dumb not to know. Just because you know don't mean that you are going to participate in something, especially if it is taught in a malevolent way. If it's taught to show you how to bring malevolent energy into your life and into this world, then it is something I would tell you don't practice. But if I encounter somebody that I know that's doing that, the signs will show up to me right away. Why? Because I studied what you are participating in. So you're not going to pull that shit on me. I know exactly who you are, and I know what you're capable of. She is sitting in what you call a magic circle. These circles are drawn on the floor in ceremonies that are about conjuring up what I would call, what people would call demons. I would call them interdimensional, malevolent beings. That's what I would call them. I wouldn't call them demons. They prefer you think of them that way. But what they really are is just interdimensional, malevolent beings, and people don't understand that when they're doing what they're doing. But she is sitting in what is called a protective circle. Now, what you see around her are months in the year. And this year represents 2017, and I'm going to tell you how I know. I'm going to count the months for you. Let's see here. The first person is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Okay? These are 12 months in the year. This is a half of yin and yang sign in this section. It's in relationship to what you call the Chinese astrological calendar. Because on the Chinese calendar, every year is either a yin year or a yang year. Yin year or a yang year. This looked like a yin year here because it's the top of the yin. The bottom part is not showing. Now, what I want you to do is pay attention to this individual right here. And I'm going to bring this very close so you can see it. Okay? Now, this right here, this one right here, that's President Trump. You see the sloppy hairdo? You see the hands folded at a triangle in front of him with his knees bent like he's sitting down. Any picture you see of President Trump, that is how he looks. When he don't have a table in front of him, he always put his hands this way. This is a nair. Okay? This is a nair, and that's very important in relationship to Trump because the date of the nair ends on January 24th, which is the day that President Trump was inaugurated as President of the United States. And when you watch this video as it play, you will see the nair's horns coming out of above Trump's head, which will show you it's a clear relationship between the nair and President Trump. This is Trump right here. This is Trump, which lets me know this year is 2017, in which they're showing here. Let's continue to look. I'm going to do my best to try to explain this to y'all. Y'all need to understand this. There are people that are plotting our death. And y'all posting on Facebook, going to your jobs, worrying about what somebody across the street said about your ass. And you need to wake the hell up. Now, I'm serious. Let's let this play. Let's get rid of this side noise. Now you see, immediately, this thing darkens up. And the bunny is showing. The bunny represents Easter. And it's going to show you that this is moving from the year of 2017 to the year of 2018. Let's continue to watch. You see the young lady is holding the apple in her stomach. She's holding it in front of her stomach. You can see it. There's an exit sign in the back, and the light is coming from the exit sign. But you can see she's holding the apple in front of her stomach. This is a sign. Now that you know the penis that you saw ejaculating and the woman, it was about conception of a child. The apple in her stomach is a representative of that. Watch how she lets the apple go, and it's going to roll across the floor as if she is giving birth to that child. Watch this. Now watch this. This is very powerful right here. You see two letters right here. I'm going to show you, get you close so you can see it. You see two letters here on the floor. You see an L and a C. The L is the 12th letter in the alphabet. This is 2017 going out. That's why it's dark. Going into 2018. Now the C is the third letter in the alphabet. This is the month of March. Okay? Of 2018. Let's keep looking. Let's keep watching this here. Just stay with me with this. Let's keep watching. See the apple open up? And there's the lotus flower. There's messages that we can save ourselves. Now Obama is sweating because he knows what he's done. Now we're outside. Freeze. This is powerful. The outside, snow everywhere. That is a nuclear winter. And if you look in the corner over here, which I'm going to bring you to, we have a Bible verse. It's referring to the Bible. This is Psalms 23. I'm going to read this Bible verse to you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my Bible. Wait right here. I'll be right back. Got a surprise for y'all. All right. Now, this Bible that I'm about to show you is my Bible. I was raised a Seventh-day Adventist. I used to go to church faithfully every week to the age of 18. And it was very important that we knew these scriptures. They were very meticulous to make sure that we memorized them. This is my Bible from when I was 10 years old. My mother found it in the house in some boxes. She called me and said, I got your Bible. And so, of course, I went to Buffalo and I went on and retrieved this book. It was funny. Take a drink of iced tea. It was funny when I got this book in my hand, because I remembered as soon as I looked, I said, God, this book Bible is 45 years old. Now, when I got it, I just put it up. This will be my first time opening the book. And I'm looking in it now. Wow. The Lord is my shepherd. Psalms 23, right here. The first verse of Psalm 23 is written in my Bible, right here, by me. 10 years old, the Lord is my shepherd. I will not let God I will let God take control every day I live. These are passages written by me. I was born May 3rd, 1963 in Miller Fillmore Hospital. This is another passage, very important message. I wrote for myself to always remember. Do unto others as you will have them to do unto you. Wow. Wow, I'm getting emotional. Wow. Okay, I'm going to read Psalms 23. I'm going to Psalms 23 right now in my Bible. Let's see here. And we're going to read that verse, because that verse is showing up in here. Let's see here. This is, here's Psalms, let's see, 20, Psalms 13. What the hell? Psalms 23 is tore out of here. You got to be freaking kidding. Oh my God. Why is Psalms 23 tore out of here? Let's see if I remember. It says, let me see. Let's see. The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. He lieth me down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me down the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me, even in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointeth my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Wow. That's Psalms 23. That's what we see here in this video. But Psalms 23 has a sister chapter that's related to it. And we were told to remember it, and that's Psalms 91. Psalms 91. And I'm going to go into Psalms 91 in a minute, but I'm not going to do it right now. We're going to look at more of this video. We'll look at more before I go into Psalms 91. Let's see. As you see, the flag is being destroyed. Okay? The American flag is being destroyed here. There's the World Trade Center. Watch them crash and dissolve. Just like what we witnessed on TV. Now this man right here, this is a sad-faced man. Watch what he does. He dives off the ice. He represents that man that we all watched jump out of the World Trade Center and made his call to meet his death on his terms. And he dived off that building in front of all of us. Now I'm going to go back some, because I want you to understand why I am talking about Psalms. Let's go back. Let's go back here. We're there. We need to go a little bit further back. Let's start from here. And then I'll be able to freeze it in right here. Now I'm going to get off this background noise. Now you can see Psalms 23, and above it is 12 o'clock. Let me get you closer to the clock so you can see it. Like I said, I'm going to send all of you guys this video so you can look at it for yourself. The clock has 12 o'clock. Now, I've watched videos of individuals who've tried to interpret this video. And they are saying that this is 12 midnight. Okay? It's heading to the midnight hour. Time has ran out for us. We are going to meet our destruction. I beg to differ. I don't think that that is 12. I don't think that that is 12 midnight. And here's why I would say that. Psalms 23 has a sister connected verse. They have a symbiote relationship, and that is Psalms 91. And that's why in my church, they made us remember those both. Even in the Gulf War in 91, no, not 91, but when did we fight the first? 98, I think. We fought the first Gulf War, and the father Bush sent us into to beat Saddam and move him out of Kuwait. The prayer used by the soldiers was Psalms 23 every morning. Psalms 23 when they prayed over a dead soldier before they sent him back to his family, or when they spoke about him and had a ceremony for him, they would say that prayer. And before they went into battle, they would read Psalms 91. Now, Psalms 91. I'm going to read Psalms 91, and here's why I don't think that is that. And you'll see a lot of clocks in this video pointing to 12 midnight, and people are saying it's 12 midnight. I don't believe it. I believe that it's talking about. Now look at here. Here's Psalms 91. Here go me with my little. I don't think I did this. This is brown crayon. I can barely see what's here. So I'm going to try to do this by heart too. I'm going to see if I can remember this. Up until the point that's relevant to this video. Let's see. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide by the shadows of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge, my fortress, and my God, and in him shall I trust. He shall deliver me from the snares and fowler, and the noisome of pestilence. He shall cover me with his feathers, and under his wings shall I trust. His truth shall be my shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror at night, nor for the arrows that flieth by day, nor of the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that waiteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, for it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. It says, thou shalt not be afraid of the terror at night, nor for the arrows that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that waiteth at noonday. This is not 12 midnight. This is 12 noon. Okay? Now, if you look at this scene, you see snow everywhere. Why? Because this is nuclear fallout. What happens when you fire nuclear weapons? They explode. The smoke goes into the clouds. The clouds turn black. The sun is blocked out. And within 2 weeks, you talking about temperatures 200 below zero. Also, here's the big key that this is a connection to Psalms 91. George Bush was in a school. Obama was in a school with school children. You tell me, when do kids go to school 12 o'clock at night? Ain't nobody going to no school 12 o'clock at night. So when this destruction started, it happened at 12 noon, not 12 midnight. And let's be for real. Even though we all sleep at night, we are at our most alert at night. For real, even if you sleeping, you hear a bump in your house, you grabbing the quickest shotgun you can get your hands on, okay? And you're going to grab a weapon or whatever you can get your hands on and see who's in your house. You let your kids go out and play at 12 noon. 12 and midnight, you ain't letting them go out there and play. So there's an alertness, hyper alertness that comes over us at night. And imagine being in your yard at 12 noon barbecuing and an atomic weapon is unleashed 800 miles from where you live and you're watching this mushroom cloud. There is no more terror than seeing something like that at 12 noon in the day, because the daytime we are all relaxed. It's the nighttime is when our guards start coming up. That is not 12 midnight. That is 12 noon. Let's look some more of this. The flag is torn. So the people who plotted to tear down the towers already destroyed democracy. You see that the flag is ripped in half before you even get to the towers falling. And if you look at the towers, they represent a man and a woman. You can see the feminine shape of the woman. So it's not just the bringing down of the towers. It is destruction of mankind. There's the sad dancer. He's the man that jumped off the towers in front of us all and met his death. Now let's look at some more of this. Now, you have a boat coming in with the head of Anubis on it. There is Osama bin Laden and his army. Now let's freeze this here. He got a CIA badge on his chest. CIA badge. And the soldier behind him is an all-seeing eye. And he has black angel wings on his back. The red moon is a representation. There's an organization. Oh my God, I can't remember. They're an international organization. They fund a lot of things in the Islamic world. And it was said that they was funding Osama bin Laden. But their symbol is red. It's a moon, a white moon, but the whole background is red. And so I believe that's what that red moon is symboling over the head of bin Laden. And if you notice, the world has been blown up and bin Laden is alive. I never believed that death of bin Laden bullshit because they never showed us the body and they dumped it at sea. We don't want to anger the Muslim world. You didn't care about angering the Muslim world when you showed Muammar Gaddafi getting dragged and shot the fuck up. You didn't care nothing about showing the Muslim world Saddam when the American soldier snatched his behind out of a rabbit hole. You didn't care nothing about that. Showing the world of him getting hung. You ain't care nothing about how that shit affected it. And I've seen the United States cracked down on a bunch of Arabs and they didn't give a damn and killed them in front of the whole world to give a damn about how it made people feel in the Arab world. Don't tell me you didn't show this man because you was afraid that it may incite anger in the Arab world. No, you wasn't. Because Al-Qaeda out there anyway. We fighting them right now. Okay? Bottom line. You didn't kill him. You lied. There's the oil fields in the back. Look at the oil. There's the Statue of Liberty. Now there's the Jewish star up under the Statue of Liberty. What this is signifying is that the Jews in the country of Israel is behind more terrorism than you can ever imagine. When President Trump said he saw a bunch of Arabs celebrating when the towers went down, that's a goddamn lie. It's a known fact, and you can find this out all the way down to the police officer who arrested these people. There were people celebrating, standing on top of vans, lighting their Bics, laughing. But they were not Arabs. They were Israelis. And they got picked up by the police and held by the FBI for 72 days before they released them. And the police officer even said when he was taking them to turn them over to the state troopers so they could give them to the FBI, they said, listen, man, we all on the same side. Like, Y'all being attacked by Arabs right now. They basically said they knew it was a terrorist attack when we thought it was an accident. We thought a plane didn't know where it was going and crashed into the damn World Trade Center. These individuals was already saying, they were saying to the police officers, we're on the same side. Right now, y'all being attacked by the same enemies we got. How the hell they know that? Those towers coming down had a lot to do with very wealthy Jews. And I'm going to tell you right now. Oh, don't make me get the evidence, because I'll do it. And I'll show y'all where the Jews were very involved in bringing down the towers and pushing us to a war with enemies that they have. And during that time, they also was caught spying on us without our permission in our country. So I'm going to continue to show. This is the Star of David, or the Seal of Solomon, under the Statue of Liberty. And you see the light fall off her arm. Now this is the crazy part. There's a baby in a tube. And you got this Anubis. This right here is the most powerful part. This is an Antichrist. Now this individual, let's freeze him right there. This man, look at his when I send y'all this video, look at his beard very closely. It is the all-seeing eye that's on the back of the dollar. His hair and his eyebrows are made of money. Okay? He's pumping his ideas into the child, which means we're brainwashed from children. There's the war, the Dome of the Rock being destroyed in Israel, and this is the Antichrist. There's a nuclear holocaust on the mountain right here. You can see the halo. This child has one eye. Now this is the most disturbing thing right here, and I'm going to show y'all this. This represents African American children. You see he has his eyes and a gun in his hand. This is, and he looks like he's a robot or a zombie. What this is saying is that our children, through video games, are being taught violence on a regular basis. And you look at the individual beside him is black. But let me show you something close so you can see this, because I need you to see this. On his arm is skull and bones on his arm. Now there is a black group that is just as evil as any secret society white group that is all about enslaving mankind. And that is the Boule. The Boule is a black group formed by black elites. Their purpose is to keep black people in their place. And they modeled themselves off of the skull and bones. This is a black child in America being brainwashed with a gun in his hand, being brainwashed to be violent. Let's continue to watch this. There's the Soviet Union, sickle and hammer. The Soviet Union is going to be destroyed by chemicals and biological warfare, nuclear warfare. Now look at this. This is very powerful. Let's go back. Let's go back here. Now these tanks are rolling in. This girl is about to fight. Now she is seeing death. And death is letting her know. Death is waiting for you. And she has a look on her face that usually happens after you know when you're dying and it's too late. Now you see this Antichrist coming in here, and he's wobbling like he's euphoric, like he's not euphoric, but like he's unconscious. And you can see this being pumped into the head of the child, and it's causing the child pain and suffering. What this signifies is the brainwashing that we have been subjected to from a child to adulthood. Let's be for real. It's caused us all nothing but pain. Sometimes we don't even understand why are we here if there's a God. It makes you question, is there a God sometimes? Because the reality that they have created for us is nothing but pain and suffering. And you can see this child going through that pain and suffering. Look at it. The child is going through pain and suffering. Let's go back, let's look at it again. Look at this here. Now, if you look at this Christ, this Antichrist, riding on a boat with Anubis leading it. Now, you know Anubis ain't got nothing to do with Christians. Now you see Lord Shiva, the Hindu god. Lord Shiva is the god of destruction. I remember Oppenheimer, the man who created the hydrogen bomb. When he was interviewed, he recited a verse from the Hindu book. Was it the Rig Veda? No, it was I think it was the Bhagavad Gita. And he said, I am Lord Shiva, the destroyer of worlds. And he read this, he cited this verse from the one of the Veda texts in the Hindu religion. Let's continue to watch this. And you see the fish jump in the boat. You see the fish jump in his boat. They want him to appear as Messiah-like as they possibly can. Now, when you see him, he seems to be like he's in some sort of stasis. Remember in the beginning, we saw a child inside of an egg. That egg was being watched over by technology. And in that technology was the all-seeing eye. The Antichrist that they are going to send us. And they're going to send him to us. And he will have a job. And that will be to brainwash the masses long enough for them to put in place all of our destruction in an aftermath that leaves a world with them in power and the survivors of us enslaved. They're going to genetically make this man. He's not going to be born of some man and a woman naturally, and he's going to grow up like the movie like Damien. Hell no. They're going to genetically make this man. Look, his heart is on his chest. This is a symbol of a man who don't have a heart, and it also symbolizes an abnormal human. Because none of us have our hearts sitting on our chest. Our hearts was inside of us. And you go notice flames coming from his heart as you watch the video. This man is going to be genetically made. He's going to be genetically made, genetically structured, with a very high enlightened IQ. And totally controlled by them, so they don't have to worry about him ever going astray or using the wisdom that they indoctrinated him with after they created him to turn against them. He's in stasis mode. Y'all, this is a clone. Now you see the hand of God, and you see the penis again. Let's go back. I want y'all to see this. Y'all need to catch all this. The hand of God swirls and shines down, or their definition of God swirls down and shines his hand on the penis. Once again, we have a penis. And let's watch this. There's the old woman. Look at the heart again. Now it's coming upon her. Now watch this. You see her period and bleed. That is the penis, the old woman. The blood represents impregnation for the sole purpose of creation. Now I'm going to go back here, and we need to do this because it's going to show you a scene after this where her water is supposed to break. And it's symbolic in here. There it is right there. See all that water splashing? That symbolizes her water breaking just for the child. Look at the dance of Lord Shiva. Now he comes on a scene. Now this scene here represents Wall Street, government. You see all these men in suits. And as the Antichrist, he destroys all of this. His heart is flaming. Now you see the programmer leaving the child. And the child follows the Antichrist. And you can see death. Now there's the little boy with one eye. Now he's doing a dance that Turkish religious people do. It is a dance that gets them in a state where they could connect with God. But you see him rising and not connecting with God because the representation of God in any astrological body is always the sun. He's rising to the moon. So he has been fooled that this Antichrist is who he says he is because he's trying to connect with this Antichrist through the religion that he knows, but it's not Christ. It is the Antichrist. And that's why he's ascending to the moon and not the sun. Look at Lord Shiva dancing with different masks. These masks represent different nations. He's meeting destruction. And he's dancing a war dance. Happy. Now there's the devil. There's the devil. His eyes is lit up. He is observing the birth of his creation, which is the Antichrist. He's coming out the womb. Now he's been taken out of stasis. Look at the all-seeing eye in his forehead. Now watch behind him. Behind him is the church, Christianity, and it crumbles. He destroys it. The destruction of the church. You will see 3 pyramids in the far off distance. Like I said, I'm going to send y'all this video. And all y'all got to do is look at the first one I showed y'all. You can see this up close. All the pyramids destroyed. He destroys everything. And they're bringing this sun out because they feel they've done something godlike, killing us and taking us into a new age in which it is just means our enslavement. They feel like they've done something that is godlike, but it's not. It is totally evil. This is called Pet Goat 2 because it is a sequel to Pet Goat 1, which was the story that the children were having read to them in the school where Bush sat when the first attacks took place, the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. Whoever made this video, and I found the man that made it, he is not no average person. He is very famous and he has a lot of work out there. He worked on the up-to-date series, Game of Thrones. He's a very important, integral part of putting that series together. He created certain creatures for Lord of the Rings. Gollum is one of them. That is his brainchild, how he drew and made Gollum look and act and perform. The man who made this has participated in those productions. Now, I'm going to tell you this. It is no surprise to me that people in the film industry know a lot of things about what's going on that you and I may not know. And sometimes they try to show us in movies and we don't see it. We just get entertained, but the message is still there. They try to let us know in movies, in films that they make. Look at the guy that made the movie Eyes Wide Shut. And it was Tom Cruise who played in that movie. And he infiltrated this secret society. And the man who made that movie, he came up mysteriously dead from making that movie. He was trying to tell people then that there's a cabal. And in that cabal, they have secrecy. And that they are very esoteric. The things that they teach you not to believe in. And they embed it into your society. So that even if you want to believe, you're not going to tell nobody you do because you're afraid of being ridiculed. They believe. So if you live in a society where they will laugh at you if you say you believe in aliens, trust me, they're real. If you live in a society where they are teaching you that interdimensional beings, demons, angelic spirits are not real, trust me, they probably are. These individuals that control this world are some of the most esoteric, symbolic, numerology studying, astrological and astrology studying people you ever want to meet. And the knowledge that they give you is to reduce you as a human being. The reality that they create for you is not reality at all. It is a false reality. They don't want you to know the truth. And every now and then, you get an individual like this who I don't know. Maybe he feels guilty. Maybe he looks at his entire family and he knows that the people who are planning this shit might let him live. But what about the cousins he grew up and played with? Shit, what about his own mother? Will they let him save his mom? No, they're not. So every now and then, you'll get individuals like this who try to tell the truth and reveal this to you. You just have to watch it and keep your eyes open. I'm going to post this video online. Right on Facebook. So you guys can save it to your phones and you can look at this thing that I just showed you. Because I'm telling you, you saw Bush. You saw Obama come after Bush. We thought Obama was some savior. I knew that he would be president when I read his book, The Audacity of Hope. But there's things I knew about Obama after I told everybody he would be president. People laughed at me. My girlfriend who bought me the book for my birthday even laughed when I told her that. She said, it's going to be Hillary. Laughed at me. And he became president. But after he became president, I began to learn things about Obama. And start seeing things that were just lies he was telling. He lied to us. He did things, broke promises to us that he made that he had no intention of keeping. Obama, and then I found out that Obama is related to Sarah Palin. He's related to Dick Cheney. He's related to George Bush. He's related to Donald Rumsfeld. He's related to John McCain. This is not bullshit. And you can pull up the show with Tavis Smiley and Barack Obama telling him this. Our presidents are not selected or elected by us. They are selected by blood. And they are elected by the elite. And that's why they have the Electoral College. It has nothing to do with democracy, has nothing to do with the Constitution. It has to do with them wanting to be able to pick the president. Hillary Clinton got more votes than Donald Trump could dream of. And she lost. What type of bullshit is that? Where the person running for president gets more votes than the person who wins, and you lose. The Electoral College is a set-up system of bullshit control. They don't want us picking the president. They want to pick the president. And these individuals, let me tell you, there's a lot of y'all who don't realize this. And y'all are walking around with this sort of blood line that they're talking about that makes them elite over everybody else. And there's a lot of y'all in society right now, and you're walking around with that blood line in you. And you may be great achievers in your life, and you're still not happy, and you can't understand why. You may have the best job in the world, started your business, a scholar of a teacher or a professor, a great lawyer, but something is missing, and you can't understand why. You know you should be doing something bigger, something greater than what you're doing. And they are watching, believe you me. Oh, they're watching. As soon as they see one of their, what they consider their own, pop up on the scene, they reach out to them. And if you take the bait, that's your ass. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. And this is not to try to say that I believe I have this bloodline with them or nothing like that. But it's to show you how they are watching constantly and trying to select the best people to help them control the masses. This is after I became a Mason. I became a Mason, Master Mason in 2008. I started a TV show in 2008 called Justice Now, and the show was very popular. It was watched by the majority of the legal community here, and a majority of the political society watched my show, and the population. It was a very popular show. In 2009, I won an award for the show because of its in-depthness and its popularity. Now, in 2010, I think I was what you call a senior master of ceremony. That's an officer in my lodge. I was an officer, a young officer at this time. And I got a letter in the mail one day. And I opened the letter up. And I read it. And it said something about, first of all, let me describe the letter. The paper felt funny. It didn't even feel like paper. It felt like it was coated with something. And it was beautiful. It had a gold trim to it. And it had a name on the top of who sent the letter. I'm not going to say the name. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you what the content of the letter said. In a nutshell, the letter basically said, we're watching you, and we see that you are a person who wants to join secret groups that can help advance your goals. And so we invite you to come to this building, which the building was in New York, and come on a certain floor and bring this letter with you. And once you do that, your life will change forever. Now, I've read this letter. I looked at it. I thought it was I didn't think it was a joke. I really didn't pay it had no effect on me. I just shot it to the side. And I had to cook dinner for the kids because I had custody of my children, and my girlfriend was coming over. And I was fixing dinner for me, her, and the kids. Very smart woman, beautiful woman. Her name was Keisha Brown. Smart as I don't know what. She was studying for a master's degree. And so she'd come over to have dinner with me. And we're having dinner, and I mentioned this letter to her, and while we were eating, and she was like, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll show it to you later." But we didn't go in depth about the letter, so we ate. And I had bought a very nice wine for her because she liked it wine. And I poured her a glass of wine, and I went to sit it because I keep these little tables, like in my, those little tables you prop up, you can put your plates and stuff on. And I had one of them little tables, and the letter was sitting on that table. So when I went to sit Keisha's wine down in the bottle, the letter was there. So I grabbed it, and I said, "Oh, here go the letter I was telling you about." So we read the letter, and it had an address on it in New York. So she asked me, she said, "Did you look up this address?" And I said, "No, I just threw the letter over there." And she laughed. She said, "Joe, you slipping. You will be done found out where this place and everything at before I even came here because I know you." So I said, "Okay, let's get on the computer." We got on the computer. We looked up the address of this building. The building was in New York. It was close to the United Nations, and it was a bank. And on the floor they wanted me to come to, on this floor was a think tank. Okay? It was a think tank. And the think tank's focus was monetary policy, fiscal policy, domestic politics, and international politics. And when we saw this, we both looked at each other. And she was like, what the F is this? Did you sure you ain't try to contact nobody and reach out to nobody? And I said, "No, I don't know who this is." And so it had a number on it, telephone number. I called the number, and this is no lie. Now, this was about 5:45 in the evening. I called. The phone rang, and a lady answered the phone. And I began to explain to her, I received a letter which instructed me to come to this building, to this floor, within this time frame. And I just want to make sure that the letter is authentic. And she said to me, "Hold the letter up to the light and give me the number that you see in the right-hand corner of the letter." This is no lie. I got this lady on speakerphone, and Keisha is looking. Now Keisha is beginning to look afraid. Like, what the hell is this? So I held it up to the light, and I gave the lady the number on the letter that I saw visible now because I held it up to the light. And once I read that letter, she knew my name. She said, "Joe Lewis?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Congratulations. I'm looking forward to meeting you." And I told her, "I'm looking forward to meeting you too." And I hung up the phone. And as soon as I hung up that phone, Keisha looked at me like, "Are you going there?" And I said, "Hell no." I took the letter, grabbed her cigarette lighter, and I tried to burn it. And I ran the fire all along the bottom, and this letter would not burn. So I took it in the kitchen, and she followed me. And I put it in the sink, and I asked her to pass me the lighter fluid that was sitting on the floor next to a bag of charcoal in the kitchen. So I sprayed the lighter fluid on it, and I took a piece of tissue, and I set the tissue on fire, and I dropped it in the kitchen sink where I put the letter, and flames came up. And so I'm looking at this letter, and finally it was getting so smoky I had to put water on it and put it out. The letter still didn't burn, but it charred to a total black where you couldn't see nothing on it. So what I did is I had a shredder in my house and a printer. So I took some printing paper because it was wet, and I slapped it in between two sheets of printing paper, and I shredded it. And then I took the shredded pieces and I dumped it in my garbage can outside. I guess the point I'm trying to make is this. is that these individuals are plucking people that they know have the ability that if they don't get to them and some other ideas or some other person gets to them, this person could be a dangerous adversary for them. And so these people, I honestly believe, are watching us all the time. I don't know. They knew who I was. They still might be watching me to this day. I don't know. But I do know this, that a lot of y'all are walking around today with this, what they call bloodline in you, and you don't even know it. It reminds me of Star Wars. Here's another movie that tells secrets about who we really are. Now you look at these individuals, the Jedi and the Sith, very powerful people, but opposites. The Jedi is selfless. The Sith is selfish. The Jedi has the weapon of the lightsaber. The Sith uses that weapon, but that's a Jedi weapon. He usually has lightning that he can shoot out his fingers if he want to. They all have knowledge of this power called the Force. And how are they selected? They are selected by these quality in them called midichlorians, which are only high in people who are capable of being taught in a Sith temple or a Jedi temple. This midichlorians are only high in them. Don't everybody have it? And if you look at the movie Star Wars, look at Luke. He was a farm boy. He was chosen because of the height of midichlorians in him. Look at his father, Anakin Skywalker, in the movie which they showed Anakin being found and selected. What did they say? His midichlorians are high. So it represents in that movie, in a sense, that this bloodline that they look for, not just in themselves, but in us in society as well. A lot of y'all, like I said, have this in y'all. And not all of you are going to bite the bait that they put out for you, because you are a threat to them as long as you exist in society. You are their destruction. You are F equals minus F. For every force, there is just an opposing and powerful counterforce. For every action, there is just an opposing and powerful reaction. I'm going to post this video on my page, and I'm going to post it in the news feed so you guys can get it too. Look out for it. It is called I Pet Goat 2. Thanks y'all for watching. I love y'all. And never forget, you know my motto, become your fellow Americans' keeper. We are seriously living in the last days. And if you look at this video, the time frame in this video is right now that this destruction is supposed to take place. I don't agree. This is the interpretation of people who have looked at this video. I don't agree. I believe I have knowledge of things that they don't have. So, but the time is short. It is short. So, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up because it's late and I'm going to get some sleep, and I hope you all rest well. But remember, become your fellow Americans' keeper, and less all of us, my age and younger, between the ages of 40, 30, adults, let's not fail our youth. Like the generation before us failed. Let's not fail our youth. Let's make sure that we teach them and prepare them because it's gonna be us that maybe start the battle, but it's gonna be them that's gonna have to win it. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night.